Hey everyone, Rebecca and Audrey from Inbox Academy. We are going to talk about something that comes up all the time in our community and on student calls. Today, we're going to break down whether or not you actually need your own email list as an email pro and what we would do differently if we were starting over. So, why this question comes up all the time? I feel like we see this a lot, and it's because new email marketers, especially when you're just like, you're getting into it, you're finding out, oh, this is like so important to have a list and to be emailing people, staying top of mind and relevant. And then they go, wait a minute, shouldn't I have my own email list as an email marketer? Right? Like, that's just something we hear a lot.
Because
So,
we're preaching it to all of the other business owners, right? Like, you've got to have an email list. This is
yeah.
so good. Look at all the benefits. So it starts to creep in. Like, wait, I should be doing this too.
Yeah, I actually did not have my own email list until this past year in 2025. And I have been like fully booked for years. Obviously my first year as a freelancer was learning and maybe not fully booked. But from there it just took off and I've not needed a newsletter to get clients. That's the key takeaway there. And the newsletter that I started last year, I have not been very consistent with.
Yeah. And consistency is the story of my, or like non-consistency is the story of my email list, which is something that I've started up and dropped several times throughout my kind of like career as an email marketer. And we're going to get into some more of the nitty gritty of that and why that's the case. But yeah, neither of us has very consistently had a newsletter for ourselves. Now, that is not the case if you are on our Inbox Academy list. You will see that for that business, we both commit a lot of resources to making sure that we stay in that inbox, that we are consistently providing value and growing that list and nurturing that list. And that's very important to us. So if you are on our Inbox Academy newsletter, you'll see the opposite. But right now we are talking about for our personal freelancing businesses where we offer that email marketing service to other businesses. For me, that's Cop Copy. And for Rebecca, that is Rebecca Christina Agency.
Yep. Okay, so I feel like before we get to the bad, maybe let's do the good first. So the
Yeah, what
pros.
are the pros of having an
Yeah.
email list for your own business?
So I mean, it is wonderful for relationship building, just like it would be for doing for a client, right? It is a really great way to like show people who you are and warm them up and start like introducing what you do. And like that's kind of like a long-term game, I feel like. So it is good for that, you know?
Absolutely. And I mean, we talk about it all the time that email is one of the greatest like trust builders and relationship builders that exist for us because you can be so personal and just that also consistency, like we said, of showing up when you are doing it properly and it keeps you top of mind as well, right? That's definitely something that is always going to be a pro with email marketing is as you're showing up in their inbox, even if they don't need you right now, they might need you later. They're more likely to remember you. They're also more likely to remember to refer you to a friend or something if they, are regularly seeing your name and associate you with a certain service and things like that.
Yeah, and also like the top of mind part is great too. Like if you maybe you're, email marketing and you want to have your own list and you're doing that, you're doing the relationship building like we're talking about, you're staying top of mind. If you ever decide to start offering something else or coaching or this or that, you've already have this list kind of warmed up and you have someone to tell that now you offer this or you know what I mean? So it's nice for that to be able to already have a warm list for that as well.
Yes. And I think something else that really draws people to it is that it's a way to practice, right?
Mhm.
It's a way to both kind of like play with and discover your own voice as a business owner, copywriter, an email marketer. And it really is good for that, especially because you're putting out these pieces on a hopefully regular basis. So you're, probably writing at least once a week in your own voice. And it's also kind of low stakes, right? Because it's not like a blog that's going to live on your website forever. You can play around, see what resonates with people, see what gets replies. And it's really, really great for that. So I think if you're still kind of discovering your own voice and that's something that's important to you, it's a perfect opportunity for that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like a lot of practice, right? For your voice and with clients and stuff comes from like just right. Like we even teach that in Inbox Academy. We give some tips and some ways to help grow and understand how to write for email. And sometimes you just have to sit down and do it, right? You just have to like let it come out. So when you have an opportunity to find your own voice, believe it or not, it actually helps you to figure out how to start writing for other people's voice. You start to see the value in it and the little tips, and you can start implementing little practices there as well. And then a lot of people sometimes will use that for like portfolio pieces. Like you can use your own newsletter to show off your skills, right? So like
It
you're
almost is its own living portfolio that, like,
mhm.
if clients sign up for your email list, then they get to see your writing right in front of them.
Yeah, or you could use one of your pieces on your website or for like your actual portfolio. And then if you ever had a client call with someone and they're talking about strategy, you could literally say, if you've never had a client before, well, this is how I manage my strategy. This is the things I implement on my own email list. And this is what I would want to do for you. So sometimes it can give us that, like you said, confidence like boost too. And you can be able to refer to your strategy in client calls and things like that. Those are really great perks, I feel like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, another kind of thing that a lot of people are looking for is that practice in the back end.
Mm.
And it is good for that, right? It's like a lower risk, I feel like, than it's very intimidating to jump into a client's back end. You're scared you're gonna mess it up, right? But when you're doing it for your own business, you know that the stakes are pretty low. You're only gonna mess it up for yourself. It's just a little less scary. And especially, when you're just starting out, your business is small, your list is small. It's a very low stakes, low risk kind of way to play around in a back end and get to know an ESP. So, and if you're unfamiliar with that term, we were talking about an email service provider, the software that sends out the emails to your list.
This is a fantastic list of pros, but also pay attention to just all these things we listed have absolutely nothing to do with you getting work, right? These are like great things to have on the side. These are not like requirements for your business. So, with that being said, let's talk Audrey a little bit about the downsides and kind of like our caution when it comes to trying to build your own email list as an email marketer.
Yeah. So I think a big part of why we kind of wave our little caution flag over here about it is that it can be a big distraction from the work that actually moves your business forward and gets you paying clients. You see this with like lots of different aspects of somebody getting started as a freelancer, setting up their own business, that they get really caught up with, well, I need the perfect website first. That means I need to go and get, perfect photos done and headshots and things. And that mean, and then I need to get all the copy written perfectly, and then I need to have the perfect proposal ready to go, all my services and packages figured out perfectly before I can pitch myself to anybody, and they just tunnel down all these different things that they need to have perfectly in place before they could possibly pitch themselves to a potential client. And that is just going to hold you back so much for so long. It's so easy to find so many different distractions like that. And I think that having your own newsletter, it's extra dangerous a little bit because it's an ongoing thing. You have to do it every week if you're doing it properly, right? And so it's a distraction that like continues to be a distraction even more than just, getting your website up and things like that.
Yeah, it's to me, if you are in a position where you are looking for clients and you need work, right? We're not like talking 6 months down the road, like you're ready for income right now. You really have to pay attention to where you're spending your time right now. Having your own email list, like, just being completely straight with you is not going to get you clients right now. It's just not, like, not immediately. I'm not saying there's absolutely no way you can't get a client. Of course, there's gonna be exceptions, you know what I mean? But that should not be your approach if you are looking for revenue and clients right now. You are spending time doing something that, like you said, Audrey, is a distraction. It is a distraction, and sometimes these two are different. It's procrastinating. So sometimes there is some mindset stuff that's coming up. So if you're really hung up on this, maybe even ask yourself, am I procrastinating right now? Am I scared to jump into this? And I'm using this as an excuse to kind of like drag my feet a little bit and make myself feel more confident. Again, it can make you feel confident, but identify that quickly because that's not just going to go away. Because after you build your email list, I'm sure there'll be something else that you could do, right? Procrastinating is like it's a mindset. You got to get to the heart of it and figure out why you're doing that and overcome it, so you can make some money, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think to kind of take what we're saying and zoom out and hopefully maybe reframe it in a way that makes it click for somebody else. We're not saying you can't get clients by building an email list. It's the time frame of it and the type of marketing that you're doing. So we talk about like outbound versus inbound marketing and things like that. And these channels, when you do inbound marketing, if you're just, you're building an email list, you're posting on social media, you're putting all this content out there and just waiting for the clients to come to you, that just takes time. It takes so
Mhm.
much time and momentum and consistency that you build for a long time to get those clients coming to you. And the earlier you start, the earlier you can get to that finish line and get clients coming to you on a consistent basis. But if you need clients right now, if you need to pay your bills now, it is so much more important that you get yourself in front of people
Yeah.
as quickly as possible and aren't necessarily playing the long game yet, right? If you're, in a comfortable position and you have the time and the energy and everything that this you want that long game strategy, go for it. But if you're, more in the tighter, which I know so many people are, of I need a client tomorrow, this is maybe not the best strategy to get there.
When I'm looking for clients and I need money right now, I want people who are like actually like, yeah, let's get on a call. Yes, I need your services. That's why we always suggest cold emailing pitches, right? Because we want to land in people's inbox, but also like we want to hit people at the time they need us, right? We want to offer ourselves as a solution. So for me, I just view like people who sign up for my email list are curious and they're not like really needing me right now. And so yeah, like you said, it's more of a long-term game. So if you can do it, fantastic. If you're like, I make enough money right now, and that's kind of how I felt last year with a new baby this past year, and then, balancing work and finding out my new rhythm and that kind of thing. But I felt like I needed a creative outlet to continue to enjoy my work. So then I was like, this would be a great year to start my email list. And so I started just enjoying kind of writing about, melting down on the kitchen floor because I burnt dinner and just being me. So that's why I started my email list. But here's the thing, I have not been consistent, like I said. So if I was doing it to really nurture and build clients, I would want to make sure I was consistently doing that. Yeah, just a little example. So maybe you're watching this and you're like, that's where I'm at. I have good work and I need a creative outlet. That could also be a really great pro to starting your own list is having that outlet for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like in the email world, we might have a little bit of a controversial opinion on this,
Yeah.
but we actually, like we said, depending on where you're at in your process, might recommend that you don't start an email list right now if you want to be a email marketer.
You need skills, you need confidence, and you need some client results, right? And then you just get yourself some more and more clients and some more and more work and start climbing up that way. But that's how we want to encourage you to start. Start there. So we hope that this video today, kind of getting our opinions on this matter, maybe help take the pressure off or gave you permission to focus on what's most important right now in your business. So like Audrey mentioned earlier, we do have an Inbox Academy newsletter. Every week we're sending
We
out tips.
actually send emails too.
Yeah, we actually send emails to you guys on this list. We get lots of tips. You'll see our newest YouTube videos coming out there so you don't miss out on any of them. So if you're not on the list and you'd like to hear more from us and get some more info and tips, just feel free to jump on that. So don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you want to see more like this, and we will see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.